This is Adobe Acrobat DC Pro Lab number 3, creating Adobe Acrobat PDF files. In this lab, we will be doing 4 different things, and we will have 4 different PDFs that you will be turning in to the handed folder. So the first thing we're going to do is convert a TIFF file to an Adobe PDF, and that's a single file. And then we're going to convert multiple files into a single PDF file. And you're going to learn how to reduce the size of a PDF file, and then you're going to learn how to convert a web page into a PDF document as well. Okay, the first thing we're going to do in this lab is to create a new PDF from a TIFF document. That's T-I-F-F. And that is a file extension. It actually stands for Tagged Image File Format. It is basically a high quality file format for pictures and that sort of thing, similar to a JPEG or a bitmap file. So we're going to go, we've already opened Adobe here, and go to where it says See All Tools and Create PDF. So once the Create PDF screen comes up, you notice a number of options here. We're going to keep it at single file this time, and go down to the Select the File and click on that. And we're going to load the TIFF file called gcvendegree.tif. It should be in your lab number 3 from your downloads. Select that file, and you should see it appear in the little picture of it here, and that's what you're going to be importing. Now, just a little side note here, if you click Advanced Settings, you can see some additional settings for this import. Now, we are not going to change anything at this point, but just so you know that those are there, you can cancel out of that. And once you have this file showing up here, click the Create button. Okay, now once that has been created, go ahead up under the More Tools option. Now we're in the Acrobat Editor. Under More Tools, just set it to fit on one full page. You can see the entire document here. And we're just going to save that now. This is the first part you'll be turning in. So click File, Save As. And we want to go ahead and put that, you can go ahead and put it in your lab number 3 folder by clicking that. And the name is going to be your name and dash lab 3 dash part 1. You don't have to put a extension on that. Just type the name, just as I have there. Of course, use your name here, and hit save. And once you've done that, you can go ahead on the tab here and close that out by clicking the X button. The next thing we're going to do is pick up several files and combine them at the same time into a single PDF. You might start noticing that when you look for these different tools, they can appear in a number of different areas. Before we clicked on See All Tools, and we were able to see them that way. Also, the same screen is available from the Tools menu option on top next to where it says Home, and that gets you to the same place. Also, recommended tools will start to appear depending on what you previously used. So I'm going to go ahead and just click the Create PDF from here, and then we're going to select the Multiple Files option. So from the Multiple Files option, we're going to leave it set to Combine Files, and we're going to click the Next key, and then we're going to click the Add Files button. Now from here, we are going to be looking at, under our lab number 3, there is a multiple files folder, and if you open that, you'll see 3 files: add, bottle, and data. You can actually click and drag over all 3 of those to select all of them and click open, and they are immediately going to be imported into a area for setting up our PDF. Notice that at this point, this is not actually a PDF file yet. We are still in the process of combining these files. So here are the 3 files that we're going to combine. Now we can alter these and move them around wherever we want prior to creating the PDF. So the first thing we'll do is on this bottle file here, click and drag that to the end so it moves it over to the end. And then hover over the data.pdf and note that it has 8 pages in it. And if you click this double arrow, it will expand all 8 of those pages. Now you can see that we have all the pages showing in this data.pdf. We're going to remove some of these pages. The easiest way to do that is to select them and remove them all at the same time. Now to do this, we're going to head and first select the first page by clicking on it, and then hold the control key down, and while you're holding the control key down, select pages 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. And while I'm clicking those, I'm holding down the control key. Now I can let up on the control key and note that it's selected everything but page 2 and 7, and go up and click the remove button. It says remove selected items, and now all we have left are these 2 items here. Now at this point, we're ready to combine these into an actual PDF. So in order to combine these, we simply have to go up to the top and click the combine button. Now at this point, we have actually created a PDF file with those. It has defaulted to binder and then number usually after it, and that's sequential. We can click the thumbnails button and see that we have each of those pages in our PDF, and we are now ready to save that. This is going to be saved as part 2, so go up to File, Save As, and you should be able to locate the previous Lab 3 folder you used. You can click on that, and we're going to use the same naming convention. Your name, Lab 3 Part 2, and go ahead and save that. And once you've saved that, you can click on the X to close the document. The next thing we're going to do is open a single file in Acrobat, a PDF file, and we're going to save it as a smaller file. In other words, we're going to reduce the size of it. We're going to go ahead and do the open file and select under your Lab 3 multiple files the add.pdf. So this is what should be opening up. There's only 1 page on this, and we're going to reduce the size of this file. To reduce this file size, go up to the main menu under File, and there may be a reduce file size option there if you've used it before. Otherwise, you will find it under Save as Other as well by hovering over that. Reduce size PDF, and make sure in the pull down you select Acrobat 10.0 or later, and click the OK button. Now at this point you're going to want to save that as a new file name so you don't overwrite the old one, and you're going to save that as your Part 3 file with your name on it. So that will be Lab 3 Part 3. Click Save, and it will go through, and you might have noticed their little process flashed up when it converted it. Now once this has been saved, go ahead and click the X on the tab next to its name to close it. And let's go ahead and take a look and see if it did in fact reduce the size. You will note you should see both files under Recent Files. The original one should say 371 kilobytes, and the new one, reduced size, is 284 kilobytes. So as you can see, that did work. Okay, so for the last part of this lab, go ahead and go into Chrome or whatever browser you want to use, and do a search for the word Adobe Press, and navigate to the Adobe Press website, which is just one of their many products that they have out there. As a matter of fact, you'll see the classroom book that we would normally have for this class. And in this, we're going to be pulling this website and the contents of the first page into a PDF document. So really the only thing we need from this is the web address. I'm showing you how to do this because we could just type this in, but this is actually a sometimes web addresses can get quite complex, so it's easier to cut and paste. If you click up here, you'll see it changes to https www.adobepress.com. Go ahead and just click and drag across that and right click and select copy. So we're just going to copy that link, and we're going to use that to pull in this web page. So we are now back in the Adobe software. We're going to go to Tools and Create PDF. This time we're going to select the web page option, and up here you note that that's there because this is not the first time I've done that. It will save the previous URL that you had there before. So what you're going to see is it'll be blank like you see here, and you can right click and click on paste as long as you just copied that from the browser. Then click on capture multiple levels. Now there are a few options here. We want to make sure that this does say get one level in this case, and you need to be careful because some websites are quite large, and if you try to import a really large website, it will take quite a while and use a lot of disk space and possibly lock your computer up. So you don't really want to click get entire site unless you're sure it's not a really big site. Also, make sure that stay on same path and stay on same server are checked. The reason for that is, again, some sites have links to other sites or possibly ads, and if you don't have these checked, it will go off and import everything under that too that's within one level. Alright, so these we're going to be all selected here, and at that point you can hit the create button. Once it finishes importing the site, it will come up in Adobe as a PDF document. I'm going to go ahead and fit that to one page. And you can see that it only picked up 2 pages, the bottom there and this main page, which is all we want. We want to be sure to be careful not to import too much. This will be a huge document. Now that took on my computer about 20 seconds maybe, So how fast it imports that is going to depend on what kind of computer you have and what kind of internet connection you have too. So sometimes it may take several minutes. Depends on what equipment you're using. So just to finish up this lab now, we're going to save this as our final part of the lab. It should be part 4. We're going to do a file, save as, and again select your lab 3 area, and this is going to be lab 3 part 4. So you can type your name, lab 3 part 4, and click the save button, and you can go ahead and close this document out.